Impact segment tonight. As you may know, President Obama is in Japan meeting with world leaders. Tomorrow he's scheduled to go to Hiroshima, where the USA dropped an atom bomb at the end of World War II. Mr. Obama's remarks will be closely watched for any disparagement of America's historical action with the A-bomb. With us, Martin Dugard, co-author of the upcoming book, Killing the Rising Sun, How America Vanquished World War II Japan. Mr. Dugard has written 5 killing books with me. This will be the 6th. So, you went to Hiroshima a few months ago. What did you find out?
I did. You know, from a historian's point of view, it was great. Like, I knew the city so well from looking at aerial photographs of it, I didn't even need a map to get around. But what I found was, in some ways, they downplay the history of the bomb. In some ways, they kind of glorify it. And it's, you know, for instance, the Hypo Center, the place the bomb actually dropped, is a small memorial kind of hidden back in a back alley. But the Peace Dome and the museum itself, they're right in the center. I will say, though, they're a little bit garish compared to the Nagasaki bombing, and so it's got a little bit of a
touristy quality about it?
Touristy quality, too.
All right, so Hiroshima's got a big museum, and in that museum, they take a point of view, and we write about this, Dugard and I. They take a point of view, and what is that?
The point of view is that it was a war of American aggression. They don't see them; they see themselves as victims of our aggression. In
this museum, is that clear to the tourist?
It's very clear to the tourists. I mean, we're very bad. If you go to the Imperial War Museum in Tokyo, it's even worse. But specifically, when you get into the Hiroshima Museum, especially as you walk through it, there's no acceptance of the fact that they might have, at some point, brought this on themselves.
Okay, at every point, Dugard, at every point they brought this on themselves. They attacked everybody. So you go to Hiroshima today, and as you mentioned, the Imperial War Museum in Tokyo, and what you get there is, we didn't deserve this.
Right.
We, the Japanese, didn't deserve the destruction that was heaped upon us. Now, do they blame America outright for dropping the A-bomb?
It's very, very subtle, but it basically shows a lot of things like the mushroom cloud, and there's a lot of victimization, and yes, it was a horrible thing that happened, but at the same time, you know, the atom bombs did not make the Japanese surrender at the end of the war. They were going to keep on fighting until they finally came to the point that they realized they could not fight anymore. Well,
and we make that quite clear that the Japanese were not ready to surrender at all. Now, Dugard and I had a very hard time getting clearance for certain documents and pictures we wanted to use from the Japanese. And finally they said no, they wouldn't give it to us. Why?
Well, the problem is the Hiroshima Peaceful Museum, where Obama is going to be speaking, owns the rights to the anecdotes and the vignettes from all these survivors.
Yeah.
And their job is to get these out to the public. Their job is to get these in front of people so that people know the tragedy and the horror of what happened.
Okay, did you explain that the killing books reach millions and millions and they're the best-selling nonfiction books in the world? Did you explain that?
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter?
It didn't matter at all. And what we had to do is we had to go back and take these great vignettes, these great moments where these people talked about, you know, what they felt and what they endured.
Don't tell the reader, because we found a way, Dugard and I were sneaky guys. We found a way to get it in. But they wouldn't let us have all the historical documentation that they had accumulated because, again, they don't trust the gaijins, that's foreigners in Japan, and they're not going to like the book anyway, are they?
No.
No.
It's, you know, the thing about it is, I think it's the best one of the series so far.
But we pay you to say that.
Yeah, I know. but I mean, what we're going to say about what happened...
we're getting in trouble, though. You know. Are you ready?
People will be very
Anybody
angry.
rooting for Japan not going to like this book. All right? But Dugard and I can take the heat. We're taking heat on every one of them, right?
We're ready.
Your friends in California wouldn't even talk to you after killing Reagan, right? They throw things at you.
I think it's going to be worse after this one.
You think it's going to be worse? All right. All right, thanks for coming in here. And again, we are watching President Obama's appearance in Hiroshima very, very closely. Killing the Rising Sun will be out in the marketplace September 13th. You can pre-order on my website, Amazon, you know, all the websites.